Hello everybody, welcome to my Snow White late review. You know, I always thought it was kind of interesting. Always kind of thought, why do people never do a movie review sort of after all the hype and all the craziness is going on? Because I feel like we have more facts and things to bring up and like look at and see what went wrong. But I also understand why everybody has to get like a video before, because it kind of makes people, I think people actually have lately started enjoying the movie reviews before they go watch the movie. Truth be told, I think there are plenty of people who will literally rather go watch 5 minutes of multiple or watch 5 different videos of multiple different reviews rather than go out and actually watch the movie itself. But anyways, welcome to my late review. I'm gonna be talking about my thoughts on this movie and just some of the response stuff and why I feel that the movie did the way that it did. But anyways, if you guys like movie content, please feel free to hit that like button and subscribe. I apologize for not making a lot of YouTube videos lately. I've been all doing just a bunch of YouTube Shorts videos, and I decided this was the time to finally make a YouTube video. So anyways, let's get into it. So first off, I kind of wanted to just go ahead and point out that I am a very optimistic person, okay? I see the good in a lot of things, but I do believe that in a situation like this, it had a lot of factors that forced it to not go the way that it should have. I definitely believe that there were certain elements in this movie that I do think was good and I do think is okay. And I do think the hype train right now is to completely hate on it. And don't get me wrong, I definitely understand why everyone is hating on it, but I feel like primarily it is more so what it has to do with outside of the movie than what it has to do with what the movie actually is. So first off, let's go ahead and talk about remakes. I know a lot of people are so tired of remakes, reboots, and live actions. In this situation, you know, for one, I don't think anybody was really asking for a Snow White live action. I would have assumed they would have done Frozen, Rapunzel, Princess and the Frog, released the Moana live action way before they would have done a Snow White one. But you would think that the movie that started basically Disney as a whole really and pushed them to the heights that they're at now would probably be the most careful and curated film that they could have ever done. And I feel like they kind of just truck drove all of this. This is what happens, in my opinion, when you try to play two sides of a different coin, if that makes sense. You know, they were so busy trying to not offend people, but also like trying to be like different and diverse and pushing, that it ended up actually pissing off both sides of the spectrum. You know, you have all these people upset about, you know, what Rachel Zegler stands for, with her being, you know, pro-Palestinian, but then also people boycotting the film because of Gal Gadot being pro-Israel. Like, already that alone, you have your main two stars already in conflicting sides. But to add insult to injury, I'm not gonna lie, we all have seen the PR stunt that Rachel went on, and this is where usually I would go in and show all the things she definitely did wrong. I think we all know the videos and stuff that went viral of what she did. Trust me, I do believe that Mickey Mouse and everybody at the Disney company was like, who in the God's name let this woman yap, bro? Take her away from the microphone. And truth be told, that definitely hindered it. And I'm very curious, I'm honestly very curious what the thought process was after she did all of that, because obviously, you know, they had to do a lot of reshoots for things, and I think these reshoots mainly consisted of the fact that they had to just go in and fix a lot of stuff that now they know people wanted. I do not believe that the dwarves were naturally going to be in this movie. I think everybody is correct. I think those people that they had replaced the dwarves after, you know, Peter Dinklage was like, don't put those people in there, I think they were gonna be the replacement for the dwarves until they saw the backlash of those guys as well. And they were like, all right guys, just do the CGI, do it as original as we can do it. Add the kiss. I don't think the kiss was also in there. They were just like, add the kiss, bro. We stay in line now. But when it comes to Rachel Zegler's performance, I'm not gonna lie, I actually enjoyed her performance. One thing that I think we all can sit here and agree on is that she is a fantastic singer, and in a Disney franchise where literally every single thing is singing, that is the number one thing you needed. Same thing when it came to Haley Bailey when she was playing the Little Mermaid. That woman has an angelic voice that would have made me sink my ship into the water if she was an actual mermaid. And to me, that is the reason why she probably got the role over, you know, the complexion situation. But with that, I will say they had to change the story a lot, and they took out a lot of things that were in there, but they added new things in there, and that's fine. But I feel like when you're doing a Snow White, which is the first movie to really push Disney out, I think it's completely fine with following the story. And in my opinion, I think the Seven Dwarfs should have always been in this. Look, people are gonna hate me for saying this. I know those dwarves are absolutely terrifying and they'd probably give your children and myself nightmares, but they were my favorite part of this whole thing. I get it, the rendering is off, but when they came in to sing that hi-ho song and the shadows were showing up, I genuinely enjoyed it. Obviously, I wish they looked, you know, a lot better, and I wish that they didn't swap out Grumpy's arc versus, you know, Dopey's arc, or even letting him talk. Like, it would have been fine for him to not talk. We still got it. I really enjoyed them. What I didn't enjoy was the bandits, and the crappy part about that is that those bandits probably had lines that they had to go in and audition for multiple different reasons, and they got reduced to literally just being background actors. Essentially, they were essentially background actors, and that has to really suck. And I feel bad because they're forced to just take the L no matter what. They took the L for being a part of this movie, and now they're taking the L for literally doing nothing. Besides Rachel Zegler doing a good job, and besides the fact that I also thought the Seven Dwarfs were fire and that the music was fire, the rest of this film is not good. It's just not good. I agree with everyone where that ending is BS. She remembers the names of the guards, and that is why she won. No. And then on top of it, they made everyone literally just stand. I hate when movies go. I hate when movies go and it's like the final showdown and they end up just making the protagonist and the antagonist have this whole back and forth conversation while everyone's just in a circle watching them. I don't like that because in my brain, I'm like, what is happening? Like, everyone's just kind of watching this. Like, you might as well give them phones so they can record, because like, I don't understand that she's not gonna go murk the evil queen, and the evil queen's not gonna go finish the job herself immediately right there. So I'm just really trying to figure out, why do they give people this time to just say, like, I mean, even in the original film, the dwarves have something to do with saving Snow White. They have something to do with the ending, bro. The dwarves are literally not even there, bro. They just show up at the end to be like, hey guys, we're here. Whoa, like, bro, what? Also, the CGI, I can't even tell if I truly believe this whole thing was just wrapped around a green screen. I don't even believe that they even semi went. And if they did use practical effects, I don't know which ones were the practical effects, because every single part of this movie just looked like a CGI fest of colors and then coldness. Gal Gadot's performance was absolutely just not believable in any way. Maleficent, in my opinion, is the version of a evil Disney character that I love to see, and she carried that finesse and swagger, but also elegance in her performance. I did not get that from Gal Gadot. I just felt like somebody was cosplaying a Disney evil witch, and they were like, this is what I think evil is. Also, the change, Disney is huge. I get it, they don't want to scare the children, but Disney is Disney, because the way that these villains used to get murked off was so clean. This, bro, she literally got Thanos snapped into a mirror, and then the mirror just turns like into a normal mirror. I just feel like there's so many holes, there's so many problems with it, and you can tell, like, this movie literally has a worse rating than the Dragon Ball live action movie, which I don't even know how, because that was the worst movie I had ever witnessed in my entire being. You getting a lower score on IMDb than that is something. And look, you know, at the end of the day, it is just a movie. You know, I don't think we should be attacking or trying to hope that these people never get a job again. Like, we're all humans, we all do things, and if you just dislike it, it's fine. No one's dead, no one's hurt, no one's nothing. So I think it's completely fine to just dislike something. I don't think you should be carrying that hate, or if you guys are going with these, you know, racist rhetorics or all these other things that I've been, you know, because these pro-right rhetorics that I've been seeing online lately, they're using it to push an agenda, when really we could just say it's a bad movie with a bad storyline and call it a day. Like, that's okay, that's fine. But anyways, that's my take on the movie. I know it was definitely all over the place, but I wanted to try riffing instead of scripting it out, and that's my thoughts on this. But anyways, that's my thoughts on the Snow White movie. Please comment down below. I would really love to know you guys' thoughts. What was the things you did like, if there was any? What were the things that you didn't like whatsoever? Because I believe the things that they did change did not need it to be changed in the first place. But here's to hoping that the live action Lilo and Stitch movie is probably the greatest thing of live action that we can possibly get for Disney. But anyways, as always, I will see you guys in the concession stands. Peace.